always ask, why do we bring these incidents up over and over again? And I'm a proponent that history teaches us. And if we just refuse to pull the scab of racism off, to expose it to everyone, then we will heal and we will forget the past that has been done. We must not repeat the injustices and mistakes if we hide them from everyone else. The ideas from history that this country, for example, that the European colonizers that came here were the first ones here, while the Native Americans who were here first were ignored. The fact that there was a Black Wall Street, an economic hub of African American communities that was burned to the ground because they were successful economically. We must continue to remember why we have the Civil Rights Act, because it seems like others do not either want to bring it back and extend it or just forget about it. People want to continue to do 2022 Jim Crow laws that we thought were gone. But if we look at history and look at what's being done in other states, we know they're trying to bring it back. We know that a white lie can kill an African-American male charged of sexual assault, like an Emmett Till, and then later have it recanted. But he's still dead. The reason why we bring things up like Juneteenth is because Abraham Lincoln did the Emancipation Proclamation on September 22nd, 1862. He enacted it in 1/1/1863, and it wasn't until the 13th Amendment that all states in 1/31/1865, and even then, the state of Texas still ignored it, and we didn't get our freedom. My people in Texas, my brothers and sisters in Texas, weren't freed until June 19th, 1865. The reason we want to keep reminding people about Juneteenth is because justice is delayed. It was delayed then, and it can be delayed now. And it is our responsibility to ensure that it happens immediately. We must always keep reminding ourselves of the past because we don't want to repeat it. We're dealing with immigration issues that when you look at how children are treated at the border, we got to work real hard to make sure it doesn't turn into what my people experience with families being torn apart. If we're going to look at the voting rights that people died for in 1960s that are now being ripped apart in separate states all across this country, we now know we need to fight even harder to make sure we can preserve those voting rights. And from a practical standpoint, just from a practical standpoint, if we enact a law here on this floor and some county in the state of California decides it doesn't want to enact it for 2 years, how would you feel? How would you feel about that county if they deliberately would not enact a law that we enacted on this floor? That's why we talk about ACR 82. That's why we keep bringing back Juneteenth, because the lessons from that time are still prevalent right now. And if we are not, I'll use that colloquial, woke to what's happening and to do the right things, then history will repeat itself. And then it'll be on us because we let it happen. We need to support ACR 82.